Hey everybody, welcome back to a brand new video. So when you think of the most overpowered and known combos in Tanki Online, Viking Thunder is definitely one of those combos. Now remember back in the day when you could buy kits in the shop for crystals, or not even the shop, you used to be able to buy kits in the garage for crystals, and man were they overpowered. Who else here remembers the Raiden kit, which was one of the most overpowered kits you could buy in the game? It was so good back in the day. You also had the Annihilator kit, which I believe was the M2 version of the Viking Thunder combo. But man, this combo back in the day was almost unbeatable. I mean, the average player, if you were playing in a game with a bunch of supplies and drugs, the average buyer could easily enter a game and completely change the tide of the entire battle. But it was one of the most overpowered combos back in the day, and just one of the most nostalgic combos in general. Now, I'll be using that same combo today to see if it really is still one of the greatest combos in Tanki Online. Now, I obviously know the answer to this because I play the game, but a lot of you guys who probably haven't used this combo in a while or don't play the game too much anymore are definitely in for a treat. Now, obviously, augments kind of determine if the turret's actually going to do well, but I'll be using strict ammunition load in today's video, which just guarantees you get a critical shot every third shot. And in Tanki Online today, critical shots basically determine if you're going to get a kill or not, because critical shots are so crucial to the game and dealing damage, which in my opinion isn't great. So that's one of the main reasons I'm looking forward to old Tanki and classic Tanki coming back, is because it would be nice to not have to worry about critical shots. Another thing I'm looking forward to with classic Tanki is not having to worry about augments. Now obviously, like in my last video, Railgun Hornet, it's been about a year since I uploaded that, where is Railgun Hornet still good in Tanki Online in 2024? And I think we figured out it was overall pretty decent still. Now Viking Thunder, it's a combo that can be good, but also can be really bad. Because with Hornet Railgun, you have to play relatively conservatively. You have to stay back. You can't really push the enemy team as much as you might like. Whereas Viking Thunder is far more aggressive, which means you have to be far more aggressive, meaning you're going to die a lot more, meaning you're probably going to have a little bit more inconsistency with how well you do in each game, which, you know, when looking at how good a combo is, consistency is key. Because back in the day, before augments, critical shots, all of that were a thing, you were basically consistent with this combo. It was one of the best combos in the game because it was so consistent. But nowadays, I don't think it's that consistent. Just based on how I use it nowadays, I mean, this combo looks really good. I mean, you can't beat this paint with this XT combo. It just looks so good. However, with this combo, I'd say it's relatively inconsistent. Now, I could switch the augment and probably do well in a lot of games, but I hate how augments basically determine whether or not you're going to do good in a game. I remember back in the day when you just used a good turret and you would do well. Nowadays, you use a good turret, but you have a mediocre augment, you're not going to do well whatsoever, and you're probably going to be on the bottom of the leaderboard if you don't have an overpowered augment, which again just kind of blows. Oh man, I miss the days of just being able to throw a combo on, play a battle, and most of the time you'd be able to do well if you knew what you were doing in the game. Now, you have to check what augment you have. You have to check what drone you have. You have to check what overdrives you're going to be using in that game. Basically, what hull you're using. Whereas back in the day, it was as simple as pick a combo you wanted to use, go into a game, and you could do well with it if the turret was relatively balanced at the time. Overall, I think most of the turrets and hulls in the game were relatively balanced back in the 2016 era. Everything kind of had its perks and, you know, negatives to them. But I think in general, again, like I said, you could hop into a random game with a fun combo that you thought you would enjoy and do relatively well if you knew what you were doing. Again, I'm not saying Tanki in the past didn't have its pay to win, you know, aspects of it. I think it definitely did. But compared to Tanki now, I think it was a lot better back then. Honestly, let me know if you would want to see me do this type of video with something like maybe Hunter Striker. Because remember the Raider kit back in the day when Striker was first released into the game in 2016? And the Raider kit was the first way you could get it. This was one of my very first videos to blow up, if you guys remember my old intro here. But man, just look at the quality of my old freaking content. It was not good. Definitely let me know though if you guys would like to see me do this type of video with future combos. It's kind of funny. I was always going to do like Viking Thunder, Dictator. Honestly, what's a good turret that was paired with Dictator? Dictator Ricochet, I'd say, was probably the most known combo back in the day. I wanted to do multiple more of these types of videos because the Railgun video has 25,000 views. It did really, really well, especially for a year ago when views were relatively the same as now. But since I don't do daily videos anymore, and I wait typically 2 to 3 days in between videos, usually a video idea will go in my head and I'll decide to do that instead. So I've never actually had the chance or the time to make a video you know, continuing the series that I had, which, you know, it's a fun series. The biggest thing I'm noticing right now is it just isn't doing enough damage to kill the enemies fast. Because I'm getting like 2 to 3 total shots off, but it takes like 4 to 5 shots on someone using the repair and double armor to actually kill them, which is just too darn slow in Tanky's current state where the time to kill is so fast. You're honestly better off using a turret like Hammer, which does a similar amount of damage, but I think has a slightly increased fire rate so that you're able to do damage more frequently and faster, making it overall more consistent compared to Thunder, which I'll be honest is very inconsistent in a lot of battles, especially if someone has 50% protection. Like there's nothing I could do against that guy. Okay, never mind, he was already low. I lucked out there. But against someone who has 50% protection and they have double armor and the repair, I'm not killing them in a 1v1. There's no way. Whereas with turrets like Railgun, if they have 50% protection against me, but I'm able to keep my distance, I can definitely win in a 1v1 situation. But since Thunder requires you to be relatively close to the enemy because of damage drop-off, you're kind of locked into a situation where, against this guy, I mean, he didn't see me, so I could luck out here. I have to use my repair there. I'm getting teamed up. Someone else is shooting me. Yeah, I'm dead. I shot him like 6 times, 7 times. Still couldn't kill him. Now, if I were to play the game normally, I don't think I would ever use Viking Thunder again. Whereas occasionally I'll go back to Hornet Railgun because that's genuinely a decent combo. But Viking Thunder, it's not consistent enough. I could definitely switch my augments around and do a little bit better. But again, I get so bored of going to my garage and having to switch like 4 to 5 different items in my combo to make it work. That's again why I think OG Tanky was a little bit better in that regard, was because you could just slap on a combo, not having to worry about your drone, your turret augment. That guy's missing his turret. Bro, what is this? What is this bug? That dude doesn't even have a turret. He's driving around without a turret. Okay. I mean, that's a funny bug. At least we got that on the video. I haven't seen a bug like that in a while. But yeah, old Tanky, all you had to do, put a hole, a turret on, use some supplies, maybe focus on some protections. But after that, you just went in a game and had fun. But in current Tanky, you have to worry about your hole augment, your turret augment, your overdrive, your protections, what drone you're going to use, what grenade you're going to use now. I mean, it starts to add up, especially when you have to switch your combo around a lot in order for it to actually perform. Like, I'm just getting destroyed. It's just kind of wild. This combo, it's not impressing me. I am not impressed. Where back in the day, Viking Thunder, I slapped that on. I had 2-3 KD games very consistently. Again, I did spend money, and that's an issue for a separate video, I think, talking about, you know, buying and Tanki Online and the drugging that used to be an issue in the game. But that's a topic for another video. But yeah, I think old Tanky definitely was a lot better for Viking Thunder. It is not that good anymore. It just isn't. It's just too inconsistent. And this guy's getting healed. Okay, that's a pain in my butt. Yeah, I'm done. I'm done. This combo just isn't good anymore. It sucks. Viking Thunder was just so much better back in the day. And I don't think, unless there's like a massive rebalancing of the game in terms of the augments and just making them a lot less effective, it's ever going to be as good as it used to be. But let me know in the comments down below if you still use this combo. Are you excited to use this combo again when Classic Tanky comes out? Because I am. Yeah, don't forget to use code Taspens. I'll see you guys in a future video. Peace out, everybody.